fit the bill. Hello, my tiny yet heroic friends. I want to start things off by thanking Polyarch for sponsoring this video. They've been super cool to work with. Their latest game is Moss, the Forgotten Relic, which takes the critically acclaimed Moss Books 1 and 2, which have over 160 awards and nominations, by the way, very impressive, and combines them into one big adventure and reimagines them for PC and consoles. It's launching on July 16th for all major platforms. There's a demo on Steam right now, and if you hit the link in the description of this video, you can play the game yourself or even wishlist it if you feel so inclined. Polyarch asked me to check out the Steam demo and give you my honest thoughts, so that is what we shall do. Let us begin. Moss ticks a lot of boxes for me, I can tell you that much. I'm always drawn to small characters in big environments, you know, that's kind of one of my things. And then on top of that, the whole warrior mouse thing has always really appealed to me. I don't know if it was all the Redwall I read as a kid or what, but just something about a mouse with a sword. It's just such a pure idea. In this game, you control one such mouse named Quill, but in an extremely clever, kind of pseudo-meta twist, you also control her reader. The game presents itself as like a living storybook that you're reading, but you're an actual entity within the game, and Quill is aware of your presence. The characters refer to you, and Quill will directly ask for your help sometimes. It really helps pull you into the game. It creates an immediate connection between you and the world, and of course, Quill herself. It's like somehow I feel even more responsible for this little character, you know, like rather than just seeing her as the avatar I use to play the game and get to the end. It's like I need to protect her now. I'm much more invested in her story. And it is very, very easy to fall in love with this little mouse. I mean, the design alone is enough. Again, brave little mouse with a sword. It's just a winning combo. But then Quill is so cute, so charming. She's very expressive. She's animated really well. I actually think the animation does a lot of work here. The animators really brought her to life. Just such nuance. It's really cute watching her react to the world and signal for your help. When you're just controlling Quill, you can move around, jump, attack, and do like a little dash move. Movement and combat controls, they feel really good. Everything is very fluid. Again, the animations definitely help here. It's all very polished. You've got some light platforming, hopping around, climbing up ledges, and then combat is good too. It's not like super involved, it's not super challenging, but it's just engaging enough. And it's also polished and fine-tuned enough that even at its most basic, it just feels good. Swinging your weapon and the enemy feedback, it's got a nice tactile feel to it. But then everything gets more interesting when you mix in your abilities as the reader. You can move around this glowy orb with the right stick and have it grab onto stuff and move it around. You can move pieces of the environment around to aid in traversal, and it feels really good to work with these two modes in tandem, moving and jumping around as Quill and manipulating stuff as the reader. The demo keeps the puzzles relatively light, but they start to get a little more involved by the end, so I'm really eager to see where the game takes things. And to complement the traversal and the puzzles and all that, there seem to be a good number of collectibles to grab, which is always nice. And then the reader can be used in combat as well. You can manipulate enemies, which helps with puzzles and combat, pretty clever. You can lock down an enemy for a moment or like drag them away, which is especially helpful when you're fighting multiple at once. Then if Quill takes damage, the reader can heal her, but you know, it takes a moment, so you gotta kind of balance that with the action. And if anything, this just helps deepen that connection that you have with Quill. It's like I was saying, I gotta protect her, and so now every time she takes damage, I gotta like make sure that I stop and fix her up again, you know? It's kind of like you're picking up a kid and dusting them off and giving them a pat and sending them on their way, you know? It's cute. Partway through the demo, you get a hammer, which lets you break harder objects and break through enemy armor and activate these hammer switches, and you can use the hammer regularly, or you charge it up to create like a phantom hammer that will only fall down when you hit the reader button. And this demo's a real tease. It's one of those ones where it all really comes together at the end. You know, fighting as Quill, manipulating objects and enemies as the reader, using this like delayed hammer system, kind of strategically breaking stuff with the hammer and like switching back and forth between the sword and the hammer for combat. It all works really well. It's very satisfying. It really starts to click and leaves you wanting more, you know? But honestly, the gameplay is the icing on the cake to me. Moss the Forgotten Relic is all about that style, that atmosphere. I mean, like, of course it is. This whole fairy tale come to life thing, especially with the whole reader angle and the emotional weight that lends the game. I've only gotten a tiny taste of this world, but it has absolutely left me wanting more. It's cool because at times, it's like you're a little mouse in a big world made for humans. You see like statues and flower pots and stuff. But then there's a lot of mouse-sized architecture as well. You're going through these spaces that were clearly designed for smaller people. There are fancy portraits of rodents all over the walls. So like clearly there's some lore to dig into here. I'm really curious to learn more about this world because these environments are so magical, just so immediately captivating. The visuals are so lovely. Everything's got a real handcrafted feel. You know, every scene has been packed with so much detail, plenty of environmental storytelling. And looking for those collectibles is really fun because I already find myself naturally wanting to comb through every inch of every room. You know, I just want to drink in every little detail and make sure I don't miss anything. So then it's even more satisfying when I'm rewarded with one of these collectibles. Then the character designs are great. The very end of the demo teases a boss battle with this like big scary night guy. I love the look of him. Everything here, the whole entire thing is just very, very imaginative. It's not a long demo, but I can safely say it has hooked me. There's a whole lot to love here. They've clearly adapted these games perfectly for consoles. It all feels great on a controller. I am really looking forward to the full release. I've needed new mouse with a sword media in my life for a good while now, and I think this will fit the bill perfectly. Once more, Moss the Forgotten Relic launches July 16th for everything Xbox Series X and S, Switch, Switch 2, Steam, PS5, the Woiks! And you can hit the link in the description to download the demo or wishlist the game. Thanks again to Polyarch. This was a real fun one. You all have an enchanting day.